YouTube, and welcome to the 16-part tutorial of how to model the island. This time we will create a chair. Now I'm just making more assets, or just some more objects into this scene, and of course you can skip some of them and just see other parts of this tutorial that I may continue on. So one thing before I'm gonna start with this chair is I want to show you some issue that maybe some of you already got introduced to. So there is this thing, whenever I choose something, then everything is okay, but when I'm using the Mercury selection, or whatever you pronounce this is what happens. Your entire screen became black, and this is just hard to work that way. Anyway, how you fix this? You have two or three options. One is to update your service pack of Maya. The second one is, well, at the same time, also try to update the mental ray, service pack that comes along with it. It's just two files that you need to download. There are instructions on how to, update this in Mac OS. You need to basically delete the entire Maya folder and then reinstall it. And on Windows, it's just an update. So you just click install and it will add it to the files that are already in your computer. There is an option to update the graphic card, so that can also be useful, and try and do that if you have these issues. And there is one way to work around this. So um, until they will fix this, or I don't know, you want to go over quit Maya, and I don't want to save this, so I will show you what to do in order to get rid of this problem, at least for whenever you want to work without interfering. So you're gonna click on Maya to open it, and it doesn't matter if you are on Windows or Mac. I know that it happens to both operating systems. So whenever you get here to the new file scene, so you want to click on the work area just a few times, Mercury select this, and whenever you've done at least one time, go open the scene, and that problem shouldn't be there. Okay, so I know it took about 2 or 3 minutes from our video, but you can see now that whenever I'm Mercury selecting something, everything is okay. So let's continue. I know I have some things I want to do here right now. I want to take everything, like everything that's related to the rocks, and add them to a new layer. So let's just grab this, and please do your own arrangement and management of your scene objects, just so you will be able to work without interfering. uh, I just did it with the rocks, and I can name it rocks, but I ain't gonna name it. I just want the grid to be clear, so I will be able to work that way. So with creating sorry, I'm gonna create a polygon cylinder, okay? And I'm gonna go over attribute editor. I have the subdivision caps, well, attribute editor, not the channel box. And I'm gonna remove the cap. I'm gonna scale it up, just like so. And I'm gonna add like subdivision heights, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, whatever. With that, I'm gonna bring this over here, and I'm gonna go over surfaces, and sorry, deformers, I think. Let's see, nonlinear and band. So whenever you add this band, you can go over this band tab and simply bend your thing here like so. So you want to do it like 90 degrees, so it will be like that, straight. See, these edges here and there are straight like so, vertically. When you're done with this, you want to go press F8, grab this, and then go over edit, delete by type, history. So now you won't have this deformer controlling your um, this magnet shape or U shape. I'm gonna rotate this like so, bring it over here, and I will go and do something like so. Right click, choose faces. I'm gonna grab this half cut and delete it, press F8, and you wanna go here to this area. Click on this vertex here. You can see it's the middle one, right on the middle edge here. Shift right click, chamfer vertex. Now you will have a problem by trying to create, uh, you know, fixed. Well, I'm trying to do something here, but it's a little bit um, hard that way. And I know the reason for that. You know what? I'm gonna start with something else. I'm gonna undo whatever I did until this point whenever I applied the nonlinear band function, and I'm gonna simply change this to 8, okay, and then go along and apply the deformer. Well, 8 is good, but not for subdivision heights. So subdivision heights add, you know what, even more. I had 8 before. Let's do 10, I don't know. Edit mesh, deformer, um, nonlinear band. Okay, and let's redo this. 90 degrees here. Great. Press F8. Sorry, just make sure you press enter and then grab this. Modify, sorry, edit, delete by type history. Grab this, rotate that, bring it to that, right click, choose face, grab this face, delete it. So now we will have this area here. Yeah, 10 will be great. You know why? Because we have this section here that can be folded. So we can grab this edge, control right click, edge ring utilities to edge ring and split. And then I can go over and choose this vertex here, shift right click, chamfer vertex. And pretty much if you go over scale tool, choose component, well, try to toggle between them. I mean, each one probably will get you a different uh, way to deal with them. Apparently not. So I'm gonna change it to move tool. Component doesn't help me. Oh, that's okay. I will create a polygon cylinder. Bring it here. Change this polygon cylinder to 8 subdivision axes. And that's not really well, it's not important about what height, so leave the height as it is. I'm gonna bring this, and all I want to do here is try and match these cube axes, like the cube here, supposed cube, to be matched with these. You see? So we have this edge here. Well, this one, you see this one here of the green, I want to be aligned with this edge. So I'm doing my best here to put it in a place where it will be easier. When I'm thinking of this, I could have not chamfered that vertex and then rely on it as the center one. If you got me, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here. Like if I got those and I would merge them very well, merge to center. Nope. Edit mesh, merge to center, and then grab this one and I will do a pivot assigned to this vertex and then V, see, like that. So that's cool. You can do now this by grabbing this over here, grab this vertex, grab this, chamfer it again, and press F8. You can take this face, scale it up a little bit, it will help. I'm gonna go over mesh tools, multi-cut tool. I'm gonna click here, center, shift to get the center, and just click and right click to close this. Left click, shift, left click, right. Left click, shift, left click, right. Okay, and that's it. I can get rid of this face. I can even go here and get rid of the cap because I don't need this, and delete it. Okay, press F8, bring it back to object mode, move this near. You can hold down the V key and snap it to particular edge like this one here. Okay, so it will be at this like so. And now you will need to combine those two, mesh combine, and go over mesh tools, target weld. And there is one problem here. You want those to be stretched over here and not the opposite way. But there would be a problem where you don't want this, like here, okay, or like here. So just try to find exactly what is the best way to attach those, because it's not always good to do this either that way or that way, because right now we have just a little bit of mess on how these are ordered. Okay, see, this one is, it just doesn't look good, and I will need to fix this. So I'm gonna grab this one, and let's try and change this to world. I'm gonna bring this here and that way, and bring it a little bit back. So I'm relying on this edge to bring those back to the same alignment. Okay, like so. Maybe this one as well, this one. No, this one is okay. The other ones, this one should be straight, and this one also. Okay, like so. Just examine this and find the faults. Try to make the flow look natural as you know it should be. Okay, like so. Now I'm gonna press F8. I'm gonna grab this face, and because right now this is where I am with this, I don't have many choices here. I'm gonna scale it up a little bit first because there is a problem here. Maybe it's got to the way that I just moved that, but I'm gonna move this here, and I'm just gonna find, enough length that fits this, and you will see what will going on here. I'm gonna delete that face after I stretch this, and now I'm gonna duplicate this. So press F8, bring it back to object mode. First of all, hold down the D before you duplicate it. D, V, middle mouse click, hold and drag, and snap it here, okay, to this area. Now I want to snap it in between these two vertices and between these two vertices, basically in the center of this. So I'm gonna hold down D and V, and I'll first, well, V is enough, I think. Well, D and V, and I just use the arrows in order to center it here and center it in between. You see, now it's centered. I'm gonna use Control D to duplicate this, move this to the other side. So let's do like so. I'm gonna open the channel box. You want to use the scale tool in order to flip this like so. But you see, if I won't do it like the same thing, you can use mirror option maybe, so it will be easier. Let's do the mirror option. Edit, duplicate with, yeah, duplicate special. um, duplicate special. You click here. Right now, if you can see, this blue, this is the direction that I need to copy. The blue assigned as z-axis, okay, here. So I want to copy this in the z direction, which is there, and this is the plus z, I think, like plus z, and this is the minus z. So uh, each column here is x, y, z, x, y, z, and so on. So you want to scale this because we are scaling it. Basically, we are scaling it. You want to do that as -1. So this is basically the minus, the right side. Okay, and click apply. You see what happened? You just copy it exactly from the center that we just tuned here, adjusted, and it copied exactly the same copy with the same length and thickness, everything. And just by understanding this whole thing, okay, so I just mistaked that I told you that this is the minus, the plus z, like the positive. So I'm gonna do this for these two now to the other side. So here, if I'm rotating, you can see here the gizmo says that the x right now is over there. So this is negative x. So I want to copy these two in the direction of negative x. So because this is also already a positive, that means that I will need to change this to 1, back to 1, and -1 in the x. Again, this is x, y, z. Click apply, and you will get this. Now the problem here is just because I didn't assign any new pivot to these two. So I will have to move them and either bring them into that position like so, or you can add some distance in between them. Doesn't matter really. From here it's just your own preparation, and there are so many different ways on how to create those simple chairs. So just improvise. I don't know, I'm trying to do something, and of course it won't fit your own way of how you see chairs basically in classrooms or things like this, but it will give you a chair, so that's good. I'm gonna grab 4 of them, mesh, combine, okay, and now I'm gonna right click, choose edge, double click on that edge, double click on that edge, shift double click on that edge, shift double click on this edge, extrude, and immediately switch to scale tool, and then do that. Okay, now while they are attached to each other, you see you can't go any farther. This is where they are most close or near to each other, the vertices. So it's easily to go and take the merge, click, and hope for good. I'm gonna check this, and you see it's attached. Press F8, bring it back to object mode, right click, choose edge. Let's double click on this edge, shift double click on this edge, shift double click on this edge, and same goes there. Well, we have a problem. Oh, these are faces. Okay, not a problem. Basically, that's good for us. I'm gonna extrude these, and I'm gonna move them here. And then I'm gonna control unselect those, switch to move tool, and these I'm gonna bring forward, and I'm gonna switch to vertices, grab these, try to make sure this is that way, okay, and the other ones I want them to be more of like a pit bull legs, so I'm gonna move them a little bit different, okay, more like a little bit more open to that side. Well, maybe it's too much. uh, yeah, that's too much, guys, sorry. Now if you press 3, it will look like this, so we will need to add some edge loops and other things, other edge loops here, and we still have a little bit more work to do on that. Anyway, these should be dislined and the other one should be straight basically. I don't know why I've done this, but that's fine, right? Just tune this. Tweak, tune. Alright, now there are two ways to approach the next thing. You can either grab this, duplicate this, and do something like as I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna scale it down a little bit to the same in between thickness here, you see? And I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees or 180 degrees that way. I'm gonna move it here. I'm gonna choose to modify center pivot. For some reason I haven't done this. And I'm gonna relay, you see there are edges in the middle there and edges in the middle there. So I press V and relay on that snapping feature to just bring it to the center and move this like so. And now we're gonna grab this, right click, choose, well, grab this, choose vertices. I'm not sure that I will be able to do this correctly, but let's try. I'm gonna try and move this here, rotate this. No, you know what? This will be just waste of time. Faces, grab all these faces that way, okay? And delete them. Make sure it's clean cut, okay? Even on both sides. Let's grab this edge, tweak this to be straight like so, and move it here, and do the same here. I'm doing it with J, but if it was already in an angle that it not fits to this J function, then you will have problems by really make it like 90 degrees or so. So sometimes you will need manually without snapping, without the J key to snap these. I'm gonna extrude this upwards like so. That's too much, I think. Gonna press F8, bring it back to object mode, move this on top like so. Okay, here. Now it can either come from the top or either come from here. I prefer it to be on top because this is where basically I want the seat itself to be. Now I need to scale it up a little bit. It just need to be somewhat in the same size there. So whenever it will be here, well, that shouldn't be that high, but it is. So anyway, that's okay. Just a chair. Let me take, well, trying to see how can I do that. I'm gonna grab this face and that face and simply move them like so. Bring this. See, it's halfway inside, so I'll bring it out a little bit more. And that way we only need to cover those tops, but maybe lower them down a little bit. By the way, you can maybe disline this a little bit. Doesn't have to be the same. Well, I need to, doesn't have to be like straight up. Maybe just a little bit like so. I don't know. Maybe I just move it, stretched it a little bit, nothing more. And here we're gonna take a cube. I'm gonna move this cube up, scale it up, right click, choose edge, grab this edge, control right click, edge ring, utilities to edge ring and split. The reason for this is to have this middle cut here. so I can align it with this using the snap. So switch to move tool, hold on the V key, it will snap. Okay, and bring it there, squeeze it, put that on top. Let's scale it up a little bit like so. Okay, I'm gonna right click, choose vertices, and bring these, switch to move tool. Don't forget to play a little bit with the orientation, it can cause problem. As you can see, I'm switching between them and it just get a little bit weird here. I'm gonna move this here down and give it a little bit slight rotation there. Okay, and I'm gonna do this once again, just a little bit. Okay, don't get crazy with this thing. Extrude, bring it down, and I will finish when I'm in 90 degrees that way. Okay, now I'm gonna press F8, bring it back to object mode, switch to this scale tool, try to stretch it a little bit like so. Control D. No, well, wait 1 second. I'm gonna right click, choose edge, grab this edge, control right click, edge ring utilities to edge ring and split, and do the same here. You can press G, of course, grab these two, scale tool to stretch them that way. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab this and that and press G. Well, this one and that one, then that one. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to grab these a little bit like so. Okay, press F8 to bring it back to object mode. Shift right click, insert edge loop tool. Let's reset and bring this that way. Okay, if I press 3 now, this is what will it look like. So you may want to bring this up a little bit, because when it's smoothed preview, basically it looks a little bit different than what you, and yeah, of course, smooth preview these. It's also necessary, but let's fix some issues here. We have this face. Okay, I'm going to extrude these two faces a little bit. Instead of adding edge loops, I'm just extruding them just a little bit that way, and then extruding them once again, so you see, and then on the surface creating this extra edge loop, and then edit mesh, poke. Okay, so you see what I've done? I just created those supporting edge loops to make this sharp. Then I can do the same over here, or I can just make a little bit design for it. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna click this, double click that, extrude this one. I can come here and switch to move tool first. Okay, at that particular, I'm gonna just extrude it a little bit and then extrude it. Now I will work with the gizmo of my, you know, well, no, not now. I'm gonna use the move tool, bring this up, extrude it, and then I can bring this up. Hopefully it will go up there as well. You see it's not. Look what's happening. So this is why I'm switching every time to move tool, because I can bring them together like so, and I'm gonna grab only this edge and work it out. Bring this like so, bring it up, extrude it once more, scale it down like so, mesh, fill hole, edit mesh, poke face. Oh, I poke face that way. We have a diamond. Don't tell anyone, okay? Press F8. I'm gonna grab this face, mesh, poke. edit mesh, poke. Okay, great. Right click, choose vertex, grab this vertex in the center if you want to make it a little bit more smoother there. Right click, choose face. Let's double, let's just grab all these faces here at the top, you see, like so. Shift right click, duplicate face, press F8 3 times, grab it, unselect the chair itself, modify center the pivot for that cap. We will duplicate this cap over here. So what I will do here is I'm gonna place it top of this, but before that I will delete these faces that aren't needed. See? So delete, press F8, grab this, hold down the V key. It will help you to place this exactly in the middle. Yeah, and it could be that it's not really in the middle because they are not really, there is slight changes there. So you want to grab these, that, mesh, combine, right click, choose vertices, grab all, basically these are all the vertices that I need. So this part has one and all these has one. Anyway, just grab, edit mesh, merge, press F8, make sure it's merged with the correct threshold. It's always good to check this. If you won't check this, you're just gonna regret it later on. I'm gonna extrude this once and inside, okay? I'm gonna extrude it once more, just a little bit more inside, and I'm gonna extrude it once more, but this time I'm gonna squeeze it that way, okay? So if I press F8, you can see now what I've done here. I created one, and well, I thought I created more. Anyway, one edge loop here, then it go back there and created one edge corner, and then these. So now I need to add edge loops. One here, and basically this one should have been there. So, like so. Okay, you see? And one here. Ah, come on. I need to really focus there. But I have a problem up here as well. So I need to grab this one here. One there, and the center ones I can get rid of them, but I will keep them there right now. But basically they are unneeded because let's see, I'm gonna do the same here. And yeah, I don't want to copy this because it will be hard to grab all those faces, little faces. So right now I'm extruding it once more, extruding it just a little bit. This time I'm making sure that I'm already created them all on the fly. And then just grab insert edge loop and add those two here, pressing 3, and that looks great, right? Now, you see here, this is a stretch. We can add one edge loop here, one edge loop here, and eliminate this stretch, okay? And we can do the same here. See the stretch here? So let's press 1, just exit smooth preview, and then add those. And I'm gonna add the front also. And if it's not enough, and you press 3, you can also maintain this by adding these here, okay? Like so, and here, like so. Press 3, and here you go. You see how it looks? It's very beautiful. Shading, wireframe, here you go. We just need the bottom here for those. So what I will do here, I'm gonna get back to wireframe unshaded, grab this, face, 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 and I'm gonna extrude them just a little bit down, and then extrude them on the surface by tapping one of those cubes and doing that way. So you see what we've done? Okay, edit mesh, poke. That's it. Or you can just spare more time and create like rounded cover for those. I don't know. Many chairs has this plastic sort of rounded cap that fills those holes. I'm gonna grab this, make sure that it's sitting correctly. While it's in smooth preview mode, it's a little bit hard, but anyway, we can grab this, right? Duplicate this, move it here, press 1, shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna insert one edge loop here, and you see it's not straight, so I'm gonna use the scale tool to. Oh, I just added one. Okay, let's click that. And now, okay, gonna place this one here. So now this straight and that straight, so whatever I will add inside between them will be straight also. The reason it was a little bit offsetted this line when I added, it's because it relay on this one and it relay on that one. And because this is a little bit offsetted a little bit too much, this is why the line that I had being the same. So I'm gonna add these two here and one that's supporting this one and one that's supporting this one. And what I will do here is I'm gonna add right click edge, switch to selection and control right click edge ring until this edge ring and split, and do the same here. Okay, now I'm gonna double click on this one, shift double click on this one, do it something like so. I'm gonna right click, choose face. I'm gonna grab these two faces and these two faces and simply press delete. I'm gonna right click, choose edge, double click on that edge below there, you see, and I'm gonna extrude it upwards just so it will be easier for me to work. Switch to move tool, bring it here up, mesh tools, target weld. You can weld edges, by the way. Okay, I prefer using the vertex mode, but it's up to you. See, it's attached, all good. Right click edge, let's grab this edge, control right click edge ring utilities to edge ring and split. I'm gonna do the same here, press G. And the reason I'm doing this is because I need to make this a little bit rounded whenever I'm gonna smooth preview it. So I'm grabbing these two and now I'm gonna bevel them. And I will add two segments, so I will have three. And then I will grab these two here, switch to move to scale tool and squeeze them a little bit like so. Don't do it all the way, do it like so, so you will have some rounded areas here. I'm gonna do the same here, press G. Oh, no, don't press G. Grab this edge, control right click, edge ring utilities, edge ring and split. Do the same here, G, G, G. Double click on this, shift 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 right click. No, don't bevel this, just bring them over like so. Okay, now I'm gonna right click, choose vertices, grab these center vertices, and do something such as this. If you press 3, you will get that. Okay, so that's nice. I'm gonna grab these, I'm gonna switch to move tool, make sure the orientation is correct. J, rotating it that way, and firm it over here. Now you can either, yeah, I know what I was doing a little bit. Yeah, you can keep it that way, I guess. No problem with hard edges. It's pretty nice. But if now again you don't really like this, you can double click on these, this, that, and just change a little bit how close they are to each other. So you can grab these and those and move them a little bit. See, it will change a little bit how this shape is formed. And if I will grab these, can also just bring them up and then these out a little bit. Sorry, let's change the orientation, reset, press 3, press F8, sorry, and then 3. Okay, so it's up to you again, like always. I'm gonna file save scene, okay? I'm gonna save it, well, I'm gonna save it as 16 or, no, I'm gonna save it as 18 because I did two different other, well, um, recordings, and well, at the end of them, I just decided that I don't want to continue with them. So, but I still want the things that I modeled there. So right now, I'm gonna keep them. And by the way, they are just the same things that I right now creating, like chair and another three that we will add on the next part. Anyway, save it, whatever name you have, just so we will know how to find it. And at the next part, what we will do is we're gonna create probably a tree. I don't know. Let's see. Uh, I think this is a long part, so I'm gonna wrap this part, and I'm gonna wish you a good day and see you at the next part. Okay? Don't worry about the chair. Just take it, duplicate it, move it to a couple of positions in your island, and I will show you another things later on. So see you.